Hello, I am Professor Hardeep Singh, Senior Academician, Orator, Researcher, Mentor, Life Coach, and Motivational Speaker. Today, I will talk with you about publication and research ethics. Dear researchers, authors, sponsors, editors, and publishers, all have ethical obligations with regard to the publication and dissemination of the results of their research. Researchers have a duty to make publicly available the results of their research on various subjects and are accountable for the completeness and accuracy of their research reports. All parties should adhere to accepted guidelines for ethical reporting. Negative and inconclusive as well as positive results must be published or otherwise made publicly available. Sources of funding, institutional affiliations, and conflicts of interest must be declared in the publication. Reports of research not in accordance with the principles of this dissertation should not be accepted for publication. So, my dear researchers, authors, and academicians, as you all know, today I am going to talk on the research and publication ethics. First of all, we will talk what is ethics. So, dear academicians, now I will let you know what are ethics. Ethics are very important in our daily life, in every field of our life. It may be our student life, it may be social life, it may be my family life. In every area of life, we need ethics. And every person and everybody has its own definition of ethics in every way of life. We define ethics in different ways, but actually what is ethics? Right and wrong. There are two parts, two ways to do everything. One is right and one is wrong. So the right way to do the thing that is acceptable in the society, acceptable in the market, and acceptable in the research, that is ethics. So now I will let you know the professional definition of ethics. What is ethics? Ethics are norms of conduct that distinguish between acceptable and unacceptable behavior. I have already told you there are two parts, acceptable and unacceptable. One thing would be the society accepts it, and other thing that is wrong, the society does not accept it. So ethics are the norms of conduct that distinguish between acceptable and unacceptable behavior. Secondly, ethics are the principles and guidelines that help us to uphold the things we value. So ethics means differentiate between right and wrong. So dear academicians, as you all know, the topic of my today's talk is publication and research ethics. Now we have talked about ethics. What are ethics? Now I will talk about what is research. Research is a combination of two words, re plus search. Research. So now I will, you all know, we all are researchers, we all are academicians, you all know what is research. I will let you know the definition of research. Research is defined as the creation of new knowledge or the use of existing knowledge in a new and creative way so as to generate new concepts, methodologies, and understandings. This could include synthesis and analysis of previous research to the extent that it leads to new and creative outcomes. We talked about what are ethics, then we talked about what is research. My today's talk is publication and research ethics. Now I will come to the point that what are research ethics. As we have already told that ethics are differentiating between acceptable and unacceptable behavior, doing right and wrong. These are ethics. And research ethics similarly coming in the way of research, as we come in the other fields of life about ethics. Similarly in the research research ethics means doing right or wrong. What is right in research and what is wrong in research, what is acceptable in research and what is unacceptable in research. So I will discuss with you research ethics. Actually, research ethics involve the application of fundamental ethical principles to planning, conducting and publication of research. Now I will talk what is importance of research ethics, why we need ethics in research. As we have already told that ethics are required in every field of life, so be successful in research. To make a successful research, we should follow the ethics that are called research ethics. Why we need research ethics? Research ethics are required for respect and cause no harm to the participants, as a sign of respect for other researchers and cause no harm to the participants. It is a professional requirement, as we all are academicians and we do every work professionally. Research should also be done professionally, and when it comes to the profession and we come to the professional life, ethics are very much important. As we do our job, we go in profession, we go in business, their professional ethics are required, business ethics are required. Similarly, research ethics are required in research. It is required to obtain funding. There are lot of bodies, lot of societies like UGC and many other organizations that provide funding to the researchers to carry on their research projects. They give the funding, and the funding is done only to those researchers, to those academicians, to those research fellows who are doing research in a right manner, who are doing research ethically. There is nothing wrong in their research. They are doing research by following right ways. So research ethics are also required to obtain funding. Failing to conduct research ethically results in research or researchers being dismissed or rejected from the research community. If the researchers or academicians are doing the research but they are not following the research ethics are not there in the research, we are doing research using unfair means, then that research will not be considered, your research paper will not considered, will not be published, your research project will not be considered, and even you may be dismissed from that research project. So, to do everything in a successful manner on a right track, there are some principles by following which we can do that thing ethically, in a good manner, in a successful manner. So now I will discuss with you the basic principles of research and publication ethics. First is honesty. We all know honesty is the best policy. We are getting it. We are reading it from the starting of our life, from even the first class. Honesty is the best policy. So honesty is also required in this research and publication. If we will do the research honestly, it will be done in a right way, following the right manner, and we will do a successful research. Second is objectivity. So to get success in life, to achieve an aim in life, we should have an objective. Similarly, to do a research ethically and publication ethically, there should be an objective. Without objective, there is no meaning of research. After that comes integrity. We should be integrated towards the research. We should do research with full integrity. Then carefulness, to do anything in a successful manner, to give good results, we should follow carefulness, we should do it carefully. Then openness means transparency. The research that we are doing, that should be transparent. The tools that we are using, the survey methods that we are using, and everything involved in the research, that should be transparent to everybody. And we also say openness to make the research and publication successful. Transparency and openness is very much important. Then respect, we should have respect for intellectual property. Then Confidentiality is also required in research and publication. Then respect for colleagues. We should have respect for colleagues. In this point, we should follow that we should have respect for the other colleagues who are also working on that research area. They have also written the research papers, they are also done the research, but we should not copy the matter from that researchers, from that colleagues. We should respect them. We should do fresh research. We should do not publish the results of those fellows, those colleagues. So we should respect the other colleagues who are also doing research. Then non-discrimination in publication and research ethics. The more important point, that is this non-discrimination. We should not discriminate the other researcher, the other person who is working on the research area. There are many people in our society who cannot see the other person going forward, promoting in his life, in his career, in his research. So they start discriminating, so that they will go forward, they will get the research projects, they will get the funding, and they are then when they start discriminating the other, that they think they will stop the research and they will stay here and we will move further, we will get promoted. So we should not discriminate any person. We should rather motivate or inspire other person to do the research, to go forward. And last ethics of publication and research is social responsibility. The research project, the topic on which you are searching, the research project on which you are working, that should be beneficial to the society. It should be beneficial to the society. Your research should give something to the nation, for the benefit of the nation, for the development of the nation, and lastly for the benefit of the society. So now I will talk with you the important areas in research and publication ethics. First is authorship, then second is plagiarism. People say it plagiarism, but actually the pronunciation of this word is plagiarism. That I will talk in detail in the next few minutes. Then third is peer review. Peer review means when we send our paper to the publisher, to the journal for publication, they have made a team of 2 or 3 reviewers who review your paper, who look on the quality of the paper, whether it is a quality paper, the results are okay, the findings are okay, you have done the analysis in a good manner, right tools have been used, and even the research that you have done is the beneficial to the society. Full research ethics have been followed in this research paper. That peer reviews that it is like a committee that reviews your research paper, that this research paper is of good quality and it is required to be accepted, to be published and even presented in the conference. Then research with the subjects and research misconduct. Lastly, I had talked about plagiarism. Now I will let you know what is plagiarism. Plagiarism is an act of stealing the work of somebody, other researcher, from his research paper, from his research report, from his thesis, from his dissertation, and put it into your own research project, into your own research paper, to represent as it your own research work. It is called plagiarism. Plagiarism may be of many types. The actual definition of plagiarism I will let you know. That is, plagiarism is the act of stealing someone else's work and attempting it to pass it off as your own. Plagiarism includes copying text, ideas, images, or data from another source, even from your own publication. That is called self-plagiarism, without giving credit to the original source. It is called plagiarism. So, my dear academicians, my dear researchers, if plagiarism is detected in your research project, in your search paper, during the peer review process, the manuscript that you have sent for presentation, that you have sent for publication, or that you have the proposal that you have sent for funding will be rejected due to plagiarism. So dear academicians, now I will discuss with you types of plagiarism. Plagiarism is very important part of publication ethics, research ethics. That is the main reason due to which the publications, research papers are rejected. So I will discuss with you what are different types of plagiarism, how it is considered. The first is complete plagiarism. Complete plagiarism means we use the complete research work, complete matter of somebody other's researchers and represent that matter as your own, that this is my own research, and we represent our own research. That is called complete plagiarism. Second is source based plagiarism. Then direct plagiarism. That we say cut paste, copy paste. We copy the matter from some source and put it into our own research paper. That is called direct plagiarism. Then self or auto plagiarism. Self or auto plagiarism is a plagiarism or the matter or the research work that we have copied from our own research work, our own research paper, without citation, without any notifying it. So that is called self plagiarism or auto plagiarism. The plagiarism that is done from our own research paper. Then paraphrasing plagiarism. Paraphrasing plagiarism is that we use the matter of other researcher, but we change the language of it. We use synonyms and other that, but the results are same. That is called paraphrasing plagiarism. Nowadays, the software has come that can even detect that in this research paper, in this research project, there is paraphrasing plagiarism, and your research paper will be rejected on the basis of paraphrasing plagiarism. You should keep in mind, be careful of paraphrasing plagiarism also. Then inaccurate authorship. Inaccurate authorship means that the authors in the paper you have put, they are dummy. They are not actually the authors. They haven't done the research work and they don't even know about the research paper or the research work. That is called inaccurate authorship. Then accidental plagiarism. Accidental plagiarism means the plagiarism that you have done by you can say accident, unknowingly. That is called accidental plagiarism. But even that plagiarism, that is also punishable, and your research work, your research paper and research project will be rejected. And source based plagiarism. What is source based plagiarism? That you have used the matter, you have used the results and any other things from the other search paper, from the other researcher without notifying him, or you have cited it in your references, but that references is wrong. You have put the wrong source in the references, but you have used the matter of any other research paper or any other author. So plagiarism is a very serious matter. We should keep in mind, we should take care of plagiarism, of all these plagiarisms, and even accidental plagiarism is also punishable. So dear academicians, now I will let you know how to avoid plagiarism. How can we avoid the plagiarism? The simple thing, that is always be honest. Use your own work, use your own reports. Do not copy it from the other researcher. And acknowledge the author of the original work even if you are using the other authors or researchers work. And more important thing and the more easy ways, use your own work as often as possible, and there will be no plagiarism. Your paper, your project, your research paper, that will be plagiarism free. And if we use the results or questionnaire from the other research paper, other research project or other dissertation, cite that author, cite that research paper. There are two types of to cite the paper: MLA style and APA style. So, dear academicians, now I will talk with you about ethical guidelines in research and publication. First is educate yourself, make a thorough research, openness, transparency in your research, present your own idea, use plagiarism checker, understand the value of citations, cite the citations and references in a good manner, in a right manner, in a true manner, and cite your source and include quotations. So, dear academicians, dear researchers, I have talked with you about a lot about research and publication ethics. Now, I would like to conclude my this talk about research and publication ethics. Research, publication, and research need ethics. Ethics are very much important in our daily life, and in this research work, we should take care of plagiarism. Plagiarism should not be there in our research. Take care of every type of plagiarism and other wrong things, unfair means. So we should do research in a true manner. Use your own methods. Make it transparent and open to this research. So, dear researchers, dear academicians, I hope you enjoyed my talk. You got a lot of points from my talk, research and publication ethics. If you need more information, more educational videos, more tips about other topics, you can subscribe my channel. I am giving you my YouTube channel link, then my Twitter link, and my WhatsApp number. You can put your comments. You can, if you need any more information, you can put it in the comment box, and I will reply to your this comment and your queries. So guys, in the last but not the least, I would like to thank you for attending my this expert talk. I hope you gained a lot. So thanks once again, and good luck for your research and publication work.